Welcome to Stories for Sleep. I am Simon, your host for the night. Take a deep breath, release any tension from your body, and let's prepare for a restful slumber. Tonight's tale takes us to an abandoned lighthouse by the ocean. The lighthouse stands tall and proud, overlooking the vast expanse of blue water that stretches out as far as the eye can see. As the sun sets and the waves crash against the rocks below, the lighthouse's beacon casts a beam of light that sweeps across the water every few seconds. As you listen to this story, let the sound of the ocean's waves lull you into a deep, peaceful sleep. Allow your mind to drift away with the tide, feeling the gentle sway of the water and the soothing rhythm of the waves. As you close your eyes, know that you are safe and secure in the shelter of the abandoned lighthouse. Let's begin tonight's story. Once upon a time, there was an abandoned lighthouse by the ocean. It stood tall and proud, overlooking the vast expanse of blue water that stretched out as far as the eye could see. The lighthouse had been built many years ago, during a time when ships sailed across the ocean and needed a guiding light to navigate safely through the treacherous waters. The lighthouse was a towering structure made of brick and stone, rising high above the rocky cliffs that lined the shore. Its white and red stripes had faded over time, and its windows were broken and boarded up. Seaweed and algae clung to its base, and the wind whistled through the cracks in its walls. Despite its abandoned state, the lighthouse still held a certain charm and mystery. There was something hauntingly beautiful about its weathered exterior and the stories it held within its walls. Its location by the ocean only added to its allure, with the sound of waves crashing against the shore providing a soothing and rhythmic backdrop. As the sun began to set over the ocean, the lighthouse cast a long shadow over the beach, and its light was once again illuminated. But this time, it wasn't a signal to guide ships to safety. It was a beacon for someone else. Anna had stumbled upon the lighthouse while exploring the beach, drawn to its towering form and the sense of history it held. She felt a sense of wonder as she approached the lighthouse, her footsteps crunching on the sand as she drew closer. The closer she got, the more she felt the magic of the place, the sense of the stories it held, and the adventures that had taken place there. As she reached the base of the lighthouse, she gazed up at the towering structure, marveling at its size and beauty. She felt a sense of peace wash over her, as if the lighthouse was calling to her, inviting her inside to explore its secrets. With a sense of curiosity and wonder, Anna climbed the stairs to the top of the lighthouse, her heart racing with excitement. The stairs creaked and groaned beneath her feet, and the wind whistled through the cracks in the walls, but she felt alive with the thrill of adventure. As Anna reached the top of the lighthouse, she emerged onto the circular platform that surrounded the beacon. Her eyes widened in wonder as she took in the breathtaking view before her. The vast expanse of the ocean stretched out in all directions, shimmering in the golden light of the setting sun. The gentle breeze played with her hair and clothes, and the rhythmic sound of the waves crashing against the shore filled her ears. The platform was made of sturdy concrete and encircled the lighthouse like a wide balcony. It was adorned with a metal railing that was rusted with age and salt water. Anna leaned against the railing, feeling the rough texture of the metal beneath her fingertips, and took a deep breath. The salty air filled her lungs, and she felt a sense of peace and contentment wash over her. She turned her gaze out to the horizon, where the sky and the sea met in a colorful display of oranges, pinks, and purples. The sun was just beginning to dip below the water, casting a warm glow over the entire scene. The colors of the sky reflected in the water, creating a dazzling kaleidoscope of colors. Anna felt a sense of awe as she stood there, watching the sunset from the top of the abandoned lighthouse. It was a moment she knew she would remember for the rest of her life. The beauty and serenity of the scene were overwhelming, and she felt as though she had been transported to another world. Anna was startled by the sudden voice that interrupted her reverie. She turned around to see an old man standing a few feet away from her. He was dressed in tattered clothes that were stained with dirt and grime. His hair was unkempt, and his face was weathered and lined with wrinkles. "Hello," the old man said, his voice hoarse from disuse. "What brings you to this place?" Anna took a moment to collect herself before responding. She had not expected to encounter anyone at the abandoned lighthouse, and the old man's sudden appearance had caught her off guard.
"I was just exploring,"
she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. The old man nodded, his eyes scanning her from head to toe. "Exploring, eh?" he said, his voice laced with curiosity. "Well, there's certainly plenty to explore around here. This lighthouse has been standing for over 100 years, you know. It's seen its fair share of history." Anna was intrigued by the old man's words. She had always been fascinated by history and stories of the past, and the abandoned lighthouse seemed like the perfect place to uncover some secrets. "What kind of history?" she asked, her eyes lighting up with excitement. The old man chuckled, a twinkle in his eye. "Oh, there are so many stories to tell," he said. "Stories of ships lost at sea, of storms that raged for days, of sailors and fishermen who made their living on these waters. And then there are the stories of the lighthouse itself, of the people who built it, and the ones who kept it running for so many years." Anna listened intently as the old man began to weave tales of the lighthouse's past. He spoke of brave sailors who had navigated treacherous waters, and of lighthouse keepers who had braved storms to keep the beacon burning. He talked of ghost ships and sea monsters, of pirate treasure and lost civilizations. As the old man spoke, Anna felt herself getting lost in the stories. She could almost imagine herself as one of the characters in the tales, living a life of adventure and discovery. And in that moment, she realized that the abandoned lighthouse was not just a forgotten relic of the past. It was a treasure trove of history and adventure, waiting to be explored by anyone with an open mind and a sense of curiosity. Anna sat down on the circular platform that surrounded the beacon, leaning back against the stone railing that encircled the lighthouse. She took in the breathtaking view of the ocean as it stretched out before her, its surface reflecting the colors of the sunset. The sky was awash with shades of purple and blue, and the last remnants of the sun's warm glow were disappearing over the horizon. The old man's voice was deep and melodic, carrying a hint of gravel that spoke of a lifetime of stories. Anna listened with rapt attention as he spoke of the lighthouse's history and the people who had worked and lived there. She could almost see the ships that had sailed past the lighthouse over the years, guided safely through the treacherous waters by its beacon. As the sun sank below the horizon, the lighthouse's beacon flickered to life, casting a sweeping beam of light across the water every few seconds. The light illuminated the waves and the rocks below, creating a mesmerizing display that seemed to dance to the rhythm of the ocean. The sound of the waves crashing against the rocks below provided a soothing background to the old man's voice. The steady beat of the waves was almost like a heartbeat, calming and reassuring in its constancy. Anna felt herself relax as she listened, her body sinking into the cool stone platform beneath her. As the old man continued his stories, Anna felt as though she had stepped back in time, transported to a world that existed long before her. The lighthouse seemed to take on a life of its own, a symbol of hope and safety in a world that was often unpredictable and dangerous. The moments stretched on, each one filled with new stories and discoveries. Anna felt as though she had found a kindred spirit in the old man, someone who shared her love of adventure and discovery. And as the night grew darker and the moon rose high in the sky, she knew that she had found a new home, a place where she could come to escape the pressures of the world and immerse herself in the mysteries of the past. As the old man's stories came to a close, Anna felt her eyes growing heavy. The soothing sound of the waves and the comforting warmth of the lighthouse's beacon enveloped her like a soft blanket, and she knew that she could fall asleep right there on the platform. The old man seemed to sense her weariness and paused in his storytelling. "Rest now, my dear," he said, his voice a gentle whisper. "You are safe here, in the arms of the ocean and the watchful gaze of the lighthouse. Sleep well and dream of adventure and discovery. Anna closed her eyes and let out a deep breath, feeling the weight of the day's journey lift from her shoulders. She could feel the gentle motion of the waves and the cool night air on her skin, and the steady beat of the lighthouse's beacon lulled her into a peaceful slumber. Anna began to truly listen to the sound of the ocean, hearing the rhythm of the waves crashing gently against the shore. Each wave carried its own unique song, rising and falling in a soothing cadence. The sound of the ocean is like a lullaby, calming and peaceful. Imagine yourself sat with Anna atop the lighthouse, listening and feeling everything Anna does. Listen to the soft whisper of the wind as it brushes past your ears, carrying the salty scent of the sea. Let the sound of the ocean fill your mind, washing away your worries and stress. Feel the cool breeze on your skin and let it relax you. As you listen to the sound of the ocean, imagine yourself floating on the water's surface, cradled by the waves. You are weightless, your body supported by the gentle rocking of the sea. Breathe deeply and let the sound of the ocean lull you into a meditative state. Let the sound of the ocean carry you away to a place of calm and tranquility. Imagine yourself sinking deeper and deeper into a state of relaxation as the sound of the waves becomes softer and softer. The ocean's song is a soothing balm for your mind and body, a melody that will carry you away to a peaceful sleep. So let yourself drift away on the sound of the ocean as it carries you to a place of deep rest and rejuvenation. Let the rhythm of the waves lull you to sleep as you sink into the peaceful embrace of the sea.